Bears Central. Bobby Haize in the building. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about 4 Bears that finished in the top 10 of their respective positions as far as Pro Bowl voting. Khalil Herbert set to make his return and what that could do for the team. And then has Cody Whitehair played his last snap for the Chicago Bears. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
Now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's good, Bobby? Oh man,
what's the word?
My day started off real shitty, but that's some personal shit. I won't get into that today. But
it's gonna get better though. It's gonna get better though.
Hey, listen. Hopefully, it gets better with some of these damn Chicago teams getting some wins in this motherfucker, bro. But with that being said, man, we had 4 Bears finish in the top 10 of their position as far as Pro Bowl voting. Jaquan Brisker finished at 8th amongst all safeties. Justin Fields 9th amongst quarterbacks. Y'all got to work on that. Justin Fields should have finished a lot higher than 9th. But I know no wins. We'll talk about that. Cole Kmet was 10th at tight end, and then surprisingly, Kari Blasingame was 10th at fullback. Which have we even seen him much this season, bro? Like,
we've been asking for him, but I don't think we've seen much of him.
They made this whole big deal about signing their first true fullback in God knows how many years, and it's like, all right, cool, but y'all gonna use that motherfucker? What's going on there? But with that being said, how do you feel about the finish and where the Bears players finished at?
I mean, I'm okay with it, man. We already know that if these guys would have, if some of those games that we lost that we could have been that we were close in, maybe a better performance against Dallas, maybe a win against the Dolphins, so on and so forth, because a lot of games could have went, the opposite way. But it is what it is. To me, if I'm a Bears player, you take it on the chin, you finish out this season, then you go in and work your tail off so you can make sure that they include you in on the next go round.
Yeah, I think what this says is that people recognize the talent, and I do think that Jaquan Brisker, I think he's turned a lot of heads, man. I think people respect his big game playmaking, and it's going to be what is going to be there. So out of these players, who do you think is going to be a Pro Bowler by next season? I got the first 3: Jaquan, Justin, and Cole Kmet. I got them.
I was gonna say you can't go wrong with the first 3. I believe Justin Fields, he's gonna take another step moving forward. I believe another year in the system on offensively will help Cole Kmet and Justin Fields, and then defensively with an improved front 4 and front 7, really an improved front 7. Oh, Jaquan Brisker definitely gonna be in the running.
Oh, for sure. And then let's go ahead and throw in preliminarily, if that's the right word. I know I probably fucked that up nonetheless. Jack Sanborn, I'm gonna say Jack Sanborn gonna get in there next season as well, bro.
Hey, he got a shot, man. I believe I love the kid. I believe he's gonna put himself in a position to at least get some nods. So that's good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move into the next one. Khalil Herbert is set to make his return. He's returning to practice this week. What do you think the impact that Khalil Herbert's going to have coming back and how that changes the dynamic of this offense?
Change the dynamic of the offense just because, man, we know what David Montgomery can do, but Khalil Herbert, if we was comparing the two, he performed better. You know what I'm saying? It was just, if we can point out numbers, but the eye test, if you look at the eye test, once David Montgomery was able to soften up defenses, Khalil Herbert took full advantage of it. And then I got to throw this out there. Before he got hurt, he was helping special teams too, making big plays. So that'll be a boost offensively and on the special teams. Because damn, God knows, bro, the special team, it ain't been great.
That's very true. Do you think Khalil Herbert, he's close, he'll have 3 games to do it. Do you think he can pass 1,000 yards rushing this season?
I think he can. Especially, it don't seem like the Bears going to take the foot off the pedal. It don't seem like they're going to sit players down from where they like, yeah, we're going to bring them back. I mean, so I don't think that the Bears going to be chilling. I think my guy, he going to let these guys get their experience and play the rest of the season out. So I think he's very capable of getting over that 1,000-yard mark.
So we already got Justin Fields at 1,000 yards. Dave Montgomery's at 694, and Khalil Herbert is at 640. It's crazy what Khalil Herbert did in 10 games. In 10 games, he's 643. In 13 games, David Montgomery 694. Do you think do we have the chance of having 3,000-yard rushes this season? What do you think?
I mean, I think David Montgomery will fall short. I think the chance. I think it's gonna be tough for Khalil Herbert to do it anyway. But I believe that he can have some big games. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, the Bills they have a solid defense, but they're a little soft in the middle as well. So he could exploit that. And then you got the Lions who soft in the middle as well, and then the Vikings who are soft in the middle. So all three teams coming up, they're soft in the middle. Really, he can exploit it. But I say David Montgomery will have a tougher shot.
Right now, where do you sit? Do you think David Montgomery is going to be a Bear next year? If you had to make your choice right now, is David Montgomery back in a Bears uniform next year, or is he playing elsewhere at the start of the season next season?
I would bring him back. I said it, start of the season, moving, and during all these games, I believe you should build a tandem. You know what I'm saying? A nice running back duo to where one guy he's gonna soften up the defense, and then you got the other guy, Khalil Herbert, to where he can break open some big ones. To me, I like to compare it to Kareem Hunt and Chubb over there in Cleveland. I believe this duo right here can be the equivalent of that, because if you're seeing it right now, I hate to bring up the team, but the Cowboys, they got Zeke as that guy to soften it up and Tony Pollard as the explosive guy. So right now, I would say you keep him. And it's another weapon. I would keep him.
The way I look at it, I know some people, and even Brandon said in the chat, and I understand the mindset. I'm not saying that anybody's wrong in that of saying that Khalil was almost made David Montgomery expendable in a way, because running backs are a dime a dozen almost in the NFL. You can get another running back, but to me, I'm going with the proven thing. We're trying to add weapons to this offense. I'm not trying to take anything away.
Facts.
And we know for a fact that Montgomery and Khalil Herbert can be that 1-2 punch. And as much as Justin Fields is over 1,000 yards rushing, the way I see it is that if this offensive line improves and we add the talent that we know that we can add to this team, I don't want Justin Fields to have to run that much. And part of that, to keep avoid from him having to do that, is you keep the two solid running backs you have that have proven they can be one of the best 1-2 punches in the NFL. We still lead the NFL in rushing offense, even with Khalil Herbert being out what he's been. So I think you invest in that. I think you keep that together. We need not to cause any PTSD, because if you're Bulls fan, the word continuity literally causes me to want to choke somebody. But I do think where you can bring some continuity back in this offense, you do it, because it's not easy. And I know some Bears fans have said Saquon Barkley. I even had the video on it, or if the Bulls could do it or not. But like, unless you are surefire going to get that and spend that money on him, I think you keep the 1-2 punch that you have, especially when you look at injuries are always a possibility in the NFL. We have proven running backs that we know that we can bet on, that fit in this system, that understand the system, that we won't have to wait again for people to figure it out. Especially if we're adding if we have almost a whole new offensive line, if we add, more wide receivers or whatever else, you want to keep as much continuity as you can. And since David Montgomery's looked good, he hasn't looked amazing, right? But he's looked good. And as long as he's not trying to hit you over a bunch of money, I think you bring him back. I think you'd be crazy not to.
Yeah, and he's been a big reason why the Bears were able to punch in the ball against the Eagles last game. He has some good runs up in there. And I'm with you, bro. You want to add to the talent. You don't want to take away. And the Saquon Barkley, just real quick, he's gonna be way more costly than David Montgomery. I'd rather save some of that bread. Now, if David Montgomery tripping, you gotta cut your losses. But if he's willing to accept something that's more reasonable but not disrespectful, I'm all for keeping him.
And to his credit, even the little bit, he hasn't talked about his contract much, and I respect him for that, because there are a lot of football players that would have been the story for them. He hasn't made a big deal about it, and so that's good. But even when he has talked about it, it seems like he just wants to be respected in his deal, and I do think the Bears are going to make him a decent offer. Nothing that we've heard is that the Bears have, even with the Roquan thing, they made what they thought was a fair offer. Roquan wanted so much more money, and really the production didn't show that. I think that has been evident by the fact that you remove Roquan Smith and put in Jack Sanborn, and Jack Sanborn has been getting the same exact numbers that Roquan has. Now imagine that we paid that much money and we had an undrafted rookie who's so far been given the same production. So I do think that they're going to make him a respectable offer. And if he wants to be here, he seems like he loves this team, loves this city. And for me, I want people here who want to be here. And David Montgomery seems like he wants to be a Bear. So
facts, man. You definitely, man. The biggest thing you said was you want to add to the talent, not take it away. That's the biggest thing.
For sure. So let's hope that can do. Talk about taking away from some. I don't even know if this is talent. Cody Whitehair could have what's called a significant knee injury. This one comes from David Kaplan. Now they do have to have an official injury report out by today, this afternoon, so we'll know for sure what's going on there. But we don't know now, so let's speculate. If this is a significant injury for Cody Whitehair, do you think he's played his last snap as a Chicago Bear?
Yes, I think he has injury or not. Bro, why every time I defend a Chicago player, whether it's on the Bulls or the Bears, y'all make me look goofy? I thought you was at least one of the. But I just think it's over, man. You got too many holes on the offensive line not to go out there and spend money and bring guys in. That guard position, the center, and then that right tackle spot got to get cleaned up. You got to clean it up fast in a hurry if you want to protect the prize. And Cody Whitehair, unfortunately, he just got to be one of those losses that you cut because it's just not good enough. He was getting blown up too when he was in there. Him and Musty, I will come to Chicago and pack their bags. They probably don't live within the city, but we'll drive and use iPads to get to the suburbs and pack their bags for them.
Listen, Cody Whitehair got to go, bro. And don't get me wrong, I respect every football player for getting out there and doing. And to get to this point, you have to be one of the best at what you do. But one of the best, he is no longer at 30 years old. Listen, it's time to let go of Cody Whitehair, bro. His name is Cody Whitehair. He ain't got no hair. That should let you know it's time to let this motherfucker go. He didn't go on bald. He gotta go. Bro. It's time for him to get his ass up out of there. He has to go, bro.
Yes, man.
Like he gotta go. I try not to. I shit on my fair share of players, but it's this. Like you said, he's gotten blown up. The benefit of a veteran should be you should be able to bet on a level of play from a veteran, and he hasn't really contributed much to saving Justin Fields and protecting Justin Fields in the way that I would have wanted to see from him. He got to go, bro. It's time for him to go. That's it.
Definitely
no
time,
hard
bro.
feelings. Maybe you can go enjoy in a different offensive line that has more veterans and that's better overall. They can cover up for you. I'm not saying you should be out the NFL. I just need you to be up out of Chicago. That's what I need. I just need you to be up out of Chicago.
I'm with you on that, bro. But I think that the Bears, and I think Ryan Poles is doing it. He's showing that he wants younger and more athletic pieces everywhere. So I definitely feel, and I want to ride with the younger, more athletic offensive line as well.
For sure. And listen, to see what the fact that we are the best running offense in the NFL with this terrible offensive line, just imagine what it's going to look like, bro. Imagine what it's going to look like with a decent offensive line, fam.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just give my man some help because not before the I can't even remember the game, but Justin Fields was just a pocket passer. Yeah. And when the pocket clean, he can pass, man.
Yeah. Mustafa, Whitehair, Santos, all the motherfuckers can go, bro. Like, get the motherfuckers out of my city, bro. They dropped it. Bro, I hate to give up on Dropsy, man, but I'll tell you what, the one thing Dropsy Jones will do is help secure the tank. Like, that's Dropsy Jones is gonna make sure we get that second overall pick.
Yo, that is in the bag.
You look at Vegas, you be like, hey, Vegas, man, we need that second overall pick. He gonna look at you, be like, I got you, and you can believe it. He got it. Throw to him. Let him get about 6 targets in the passing game. Let him return every kick, every punt. I guarantee you, we had that second overall pick secured every single time.
Facts, baby. Facts. So
that's tough, bro.
I
don't know how much you look at this. I almost started to put it on the list because I don't know how many people really pay attention to this, but Pro Football Focus, it ranks every player in their grade, basically the best and worst performances. Braxton Jones was rated as the best offensive line by far with a rating of 68.4. In watching the game, do you feel like Braxton Jones had that type of impact? Do you feel like he was the best offensive lineman out there in the game?
At least for the Chicago Bears, because it's literally every single play Sam Mustipher is getting pushed back. We just talked about this yesterday. You too big to not be able to anchor down at least sometime. He ain't anchoring down none of the time. So that's just ridiculous. But shout out to Braxton Jones, because though it was some games shaky in the beginning, it seemed like he just solidified his spot. And that's what you want. Solidify the spot. Now he's going to go in with a little bit more experience next year. And he's in charge of protecting Justin Fields' blind side. So let's go.
One of the most
Shout out to him.
important roles in the game. And the lowest, of course, was Cody Whitehair, which we figured. And then Velus Jones also scored a 44.9, which all makes sense. Those motherfuckers were terrible. On defense, though, Mike Pennell, a 93.1, Jack Sanborn, 86.4, and Nicholas Morrow, 86 overall. I agree with all those ratings.
Yeah,
the defense did pretty damn. I tell you what, the defense showed me some shit. They showed me some shit in the last game, bro. And I appreciate
they corrected a lot of stuff. They corrected a lot of stuff over there. They clean up, and it was really just fundamental stuff. You know, people going in the wrong gaps. We did have a mess up with the safety taking the wrong gap against Hurst, but it is what it is. Overall, it's good, especially with so many guys out.
For sure. All right, Bobby. Any last thoughts or anything before we shut it down for the daily episode, fam?
I ain't got nothing, y'all. Y'all brace yourselves for this Bulls game tonight. Yeah, but they going against the Heat. We gonna see which Bulls.
I'll tell you what. This is what I say. No, this isn't Bulls Central, but this is if the Bulls do not win today, I'm going back to blackout mode like I went out to last season. I'm not wearing any Bulls merch. You ain't catching me. No, I just got a Bulls chain that came in. I couldn't even, in good faith, put that motherfucker on because I can't put nothing new on my body from that bullshit ass team. As you see right now, I got on the Golden Bears shit right now because listen, my team, the Bears showed up pretty good in the game they were supposed to get completely blown out for. So I feel comfortable wearing Bears merch. Bulls, listen, if they don't get a win tonight, I'm shutting that shit down, bro. That shit all
I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you.
That shit them motherfuckers gotta go, bro. But with all that being said, man, go and give them the socials. Let's get the hell up out of here, brother.
All right, if y'all want more from me and C-Dub, hit us up at Shy Bulls Podcast, and then go on there and hit my guy up at CEO Haize on all social media platforms, and make sure you subscribe over there on Chicago Bulls Central. We is close to 10K for my boy. Get him now. Let's go.
Appreciate that. You guys can follow me at CEO Haize, CEO Haize. You can follow us collectively at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Last, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. Look, come on now. I got the number memorized now, bro.
Come on, y'all.
Fuck with me. With all that being said, man, we love you guys like we like to end every episode on, man. Bear down, y'all. Peace, fam.
Oh.
Tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news.